welcome to this week's strength training for runners. In the class today, you are going to need a box. We're going to be doing some Copenhagen planks, a slider for some lunges, a block for just markers. You don't need to have a block, you can have something else. I've got 2 dumbbells. I'm marathon training at the moment, so I don't want to go too heavy with the weights because I'm doing a lot of high rep. But if you're looking to more like 5K or build power and explosive, you might want to look at heavier weights in less reps, but you can play with that yourself. And then I've also got a roller. Okay, so we're going to start the session today with just a nice little warm up with some T-spine rotations. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mat. We're going to place the fist between the knees, and then we're going to reach the arm forward, and then we're going to draw a great big circle with the arm, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do some rolling from here. Okay, so reaching round. Now the most important thing is that the knees stay stacked, okay? Otherwise you're going to be finding some of this movement from your pelvis. Okay, and the other thing to watch out for is that the opening comes from the ribs and pelvis separating rather than just taking all of this into the shoulder. Okay, so the sternum turns at the front, it's leaning down to the floor, and then as it comes round, it turns back to the sky. Okay, this is not a shoulder exercise, this is a ribs and pelvis exercise. Okay, so last one, just there. Then we're going to move round, come round onto the other side, and just do the same thing. I have to think about how to do this so I don't get caught. So fist between knees. Oops, that's the other way. Okay, reaching the arm forward, taking the ribs with it, and then round we come this way and drawing that big circle. That's 1, and we're going to go all the way to 6 and 2. Can't keep my arms straight because of the stuff all around me. And 3, but most important is to keep the knees stacked and then just find your range for whatever you've got there. And then just one more just here. So really nice big long reach coming round all the way to the bum and then back around the other way. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is we're going to need the 2 markers, okay? So you can use for this like anything really, because it's just markers that we're going to hop around. You're going to set them up about 30 centimetres apart. We're going to come onto one foot, and all we're going to do is for 30 seconds is just hop side to side. Okay, just going as fast as you can, trying to go to the outside of those markers, and just little pop, 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 see if you can find that rhythm. 15 seconds to go. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, and 8, 7, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Okay, onto the other foot. My calf's burning a bit, and off we go. At first, if it takes some time to start off, it's just because you're taking time to get into a rhythm. And then you just want to keep this nice coordination side to side. Lost it there, it's different on this side. Here we go, 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Whew. Okay, we're going to take a little breather, and then we're going to do another set of those in just a moment. So we'll come back onto the right leg. Catch your breath a bit. Okay, right, onto the other side. Here we go. Another 30 seconds just here. And just find that little popping rhythm. Okay, it's largely forefoot. Oops, and 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, round onto the other side. Last set of these in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. You can place the hands on the hips if you want, or you can use the arms to get you from side to side, whichever feels best. And just stay nice and relaxed. Try and keep your head centered as the legs move from side to side. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest there. Right, you should be nice and warm. Heart rate should be up. We're going to come into our main session. Okay, so we're going to start off with some core work. We're just going to do a little plank, and then we're going to do a Copenhagen plank. Okay, so working the whole trunk, and then working, looking at side to side. So we're going to come down into a plank. So when we set up in a plank, we want elbows under shoulders. Okay, you can place the hands to the sky for a slightly more challenging plank, or for the floor if it's more comfortable. Now, when we do a plank, what we want to think about is keeping a stack. So finding this S-shaped spine and then lifting the knees off the floor. Okay, so it's not here, hanging down. I've got my bum high, ribs back, spine long, and then I'm just in this position, going to do 6 breaths just here. Okay, 1, inhaling into the ribs, and 2, 3, 4, and 2 more breaths just here, and last one here. Well done. If you're doing that properly, that should have felt really challenging. Okay, we're not hanging out in a plank. That's a very, very active plank. Okay, so Copenhagen planks next. I've got a nice low box here. Okay, and all I'm going to do is start off in a bent knee plank, just to make sure that you've got this before you come into the full leg. So I place the knee on the box. I'm going to bring the inside leg through. Okay, and then I'm going to reach the arm forward. If that feels enough, just hold out there. If you can add a little challenge, we're going to drop the knee down, tap the floor, and come back up. Okay, and we're going to do 8 of these. If you're holding the isometric, I just want those long, smooth exhales. And in this, if I was there, I'd be cueing lift up the hip, get really long, but hold the pelvis very still as we lower and open that leg. Last rep there. Nicely done. Okay, then we just have to do the other side. So same thing again. Knee on top. If you did the isometric first time, stick with that. So we're going to come up, we're going to reach the arm forward, and then we're going to lower and lift for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go all the way to 8. Keep the spine long. Try not to bend at the hips. So hinge at the back, at the bottom. And 2, nice and controlled. And 1. Okay, back into our plank. Okay, here we go. So down to the elbows. Find that nice plank position, that stack. And then we're going to go from here with our 8 breaths. 1. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stay really nice and long. Reach away with the shoulders. And 1, and relax. Ooh, it's getting hot. Okay, back into our Copenhagens. Now, if the Copenhagen felt fine in a bent knee with that adduction, okay, you can try it in a long leg. If you're staying in that bent knee isometric, that's absolutely fine. We want to make sure we're working our hardest, but able to maintain the form. Okay, if you're looking for a little bit more, we can straighten the leg out, come into this Copenhagen plank. Now, the hip is facing to the sky, okay? I don't want it opening here or tilting forward here. The hip faces to the sky, and the leg, hip, knee, shoulder are all in line. From here, we're just going to lower and lift the leg for 1, and 2, and 3, but the pelvis doesn't move. 4, 5, all the way to 8, 6, stay tall, 7, and last one here, and 8. Whew, coming round onto the other side. And here we go. Find that hip pointing to the sky, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder in line. If you're on the knee, just stop with the knee and being in line. And for 1, 2, 3, reaching out of that left arm, 4, 5, 6, stay strong, stay long, 7 and 8. Woo! Okay, we're just going to do 2 sets of each of these exercises, so we're going to rattle through them. So next up, we're going to be doing some quad work. So for that, you're going to need your slider and you're going to need your dumbbells, and then you're also going to need a wall. Okay, so place your right foot on the slider, weights in both hands, and all we're going to do is slide back. We open up the front of the hip and then we pull back in. Okay, so we're using like the pull between the 2 legs to pull us back to the top, as well as pushing through that front leg. So open as far as you can and then push back up for 2. We're going to go all the way to 8. Whoop, 3, 4. Oops, where's it gone? Here it is. Whoop. That's 5, 6, 7, and last one here, and 8. So the drawing back of the leg is happening between both legs, drawing back in together. Okay, onto the other side. Out we come, reaching back for 1. And off we go again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one here, all the way out, and 8. Our second exercise is going to be a squat to a hip block. So all we do is we sit back into a squat here, then we push up into hip block. Now, to get into hip block, we want to think about the pelvis lifting up, lifting the pelvis up, so it comes into this like diagonal position, instead of what I'll often see is a bent knee and a tucked pelvis, okay? That position, we're not really getting much out of that. So I want you tall and lifting up and out. So here we go. So we come down into squat. We're going to push up into hip lock for 1. And then up we go for 2. And we're going to do 8 each side. 3, down into squat. 4, 5, really pushing out through the floor with the foot. 6, 2 more, 7, and last one here, and 8. Round onto the other side. So squatting, 1, 2, 3, 4. See if you can really squeeze that right glute and push yourself out of the floor and across. And 7, and last one here, and 8. Okay, just 2 sets of each, so we're going to come back into the slider. Okay, I'm going to do it forward facing this time. So from here, we slide the weight, slide the slider back. Now as I come down, my weight is over my front foot, but my knee is towards second and third toe, and then I'm going to pull back up. Okay, the fuller we can get that connection with the floor, with the whole foot, the more stable we're going to feel. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. You can add an exhale as you're coming up if you want. 6, 7, and last one here, and 8. Okay, round onto the other side. Here we go for 8. Reaching back for 1, and 2. Try and imagine like almost turning into the pelvis on the right. 3, to make sure that we're getting as much length through the right hand side rather than hiking up. And that's 5. 6, remember these are our last set. And 7, and last one here. And 8. You might have felt as you're coming to those final sets, your core engaging to help you draw back up, because we've done that little bit of work earlier with the planks. We sort of fatigue those muscles, so we're going to start to feel everything working. Okay, sitting back. 1, big push through the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make these last 2 reps as good as the first. 7, really big squeeze and big push through the floor. And 8, around onto the other side, back into that squat. 1, 2, tall as you can be in that calf raise. 3, 4, crown to the sky, nice long leg. 5, 6, 7, and last one here, and 8. Okay, that's that set done. Next up, we're going to come into some hamstring work. So for this, you're going to need a roller, and you're going to need your 2 weights. Okay, so we're going to start off lying on this back with the feet against the wall. Okay, I'll demonstrate it on this side here. For ease, hopefully that's a fair enough angle, a decent angle. Now we put the feet against the wall, okay, but we don't want a 90-90, we want a little bit longer than a 90-90. So just a little bit further behind with the pelvis, okay? We're going to take our dumbbells, okay, and we're going to push the feet into the wall and pull up into a bridge just here, okay? Then we're going to slowly reach the weights overhead, tap the floor, and come back over. And that's 1 rep. Over we go again. And 2. Now, if this feels uncomfortable, you might need a lighter weight. And 3. But don't compromise too much with the weights, because as we're coming into this, we're getting some really nice work happening in the lower part of our abs. 4, so everything comes together to help with the pull, and 5. My pelvis is really nice and relaxed, and 6, and last 2 here. You could inhale over, exhale back, and then last one, and 8. Very often in that, I'll see elbows dropping out to the side. You've got to be very careful to keep the elbows pointing to the sky. Okay, next up is a marching bridge. This is really hard, so if it feels too uncomfortable, don't worry about it. Just take it into a roller bridge where you just place the feet flat on top of the roller. Okay, so lying on the floor, we're going to take the feet like a little bit further away from 90-90, so that's going to make it harder. I want you to lift the heels up in this position, and then we're going to push up like into a bridge, taking it so that our lower back is just off the floor, so you can't, but the glutes are totally off. From here, we're going to take 1 foot off, and then we're going to march 1, keeping the heels high. 1, 2, and 2. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Heels up. 6. We're going to go all the way to 8, 7, 7, 8, and 8. Okay, and then we're going to roll down. If that's too much, as I said, you can just take it into a roller bridge where you place the feet on top and push down from there. So just don't go beyond that start point. Okay, back we come again. Feet against the wall, reaching the weights up to the sky. So shoulder blades come away from the spine, and then we're going to slowly lower and pull for 1, and 2. Now, although I said this was a hamstring exercise, 3, it's very subtle, the hamstring work, and 4, and 5. So I was speaking earlier, elbows to the sky, and 6, and you should feel this all around the shoulders at the back, and 7, and last one here, and 8. Beautifully done. Well done, everybody. Okay, coming into our marching bridge. And then I think we're almost done. Okay, so here we go, pushing up into the bridge. Arms by the side, and we're going to march. Now this time, if you can add more of a heavy foot and go slightly faster, even better. Okay, and we'll do 20 seconds here. But just make sure you keep the heels high and you're really, really strong in this position. 9, lovely, and 5 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Nicely done. Okay, we've got a couple more minutes. We're just going to do a tiny bit of upper body, okay, and then we're going to finish. So we're going to do some press ups with a little bit of rotation, okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of a chest press. So in this position, coming into all four onto a kneeling position. Now, depending on how this feels, you can always do it in an all fours position, or you can open out the plank. If you want to come full, just make sure you're very, very good at a press up, okay? Because we're going to be doing a lot of press ups. Long, long spine, we lower down, open, tap the shoulder for 1, and then we open, tap the shoulder for 1. And then we're going to do 2, and 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 4, and 5, and 5, and last 2 here, 6, and last 1, and 6. Okay, coming round onto the back, just checking my time. Okay, I'm going to take our weights. In fact, we're just going to take one weight. Okay, onto the back, reach the arms up, opposite arm to leg. We drop down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big reach at the top, 6, 7, and last one here, and 8. Round onto the other side. Okay, so elbows coming out to about 45 degrees. Okay, knuckles stay pointing to the sky. Don't let the wrist sort of like slop at the bottom. Really nice strong arm. 7, and 8, and rest there. Okay, coming back into our press ups, round on the front. Last little bit. So nice long stack, and down we come for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and last one here, 6, and 6. Okay, last set, last bit, and then we'll be finished. So here we go. So remember, strong wrist, elbow to 45, leg extends for 1, big reach to the top, 2, shoulder away from spine, 3, you might even feel the chest rotating, and 4, 5, 6, last 2, 7, and 8. Woo! Last one here, 1, big reach, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big reach, 7, and last one here, and 8. Nicely done, well done everybody. Okay, little cool down. Hands to the floor, palms up, nice and relaxed. Sitting bones high, ribs back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then last breath here, and 5. Well done, everybody. If you wanted to make that slightly bigger, you could always do 3 sets of all of them, and that probably take you to 50 minutes to an hour session. But yeah, well done, everybody. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Also, if you've got ideas for what you'd like to include in the session, or if there's anything you'd like me to drill down into a little bit more, just drop me an email. Well done.